Hello fellow knobheads and beat people. I'm George P. Schneider, the Gentleman Rocker, and welcome to Modular Monday. In this series I want to show you my journey into the modular world with all its side quests and do-it-yourself stuff, reviewing new gear, stuff like that. I will also do some jamming, of course, so the jams will come back to this channel. Yeah, maybe even more I'm not really thinking about right now. In this episode I want to talk with you about an Ikea hack I learned about maybe a year ago. A week later or so we went to Ikea and I bought 2 toilet roll holders, which might sound stupid, but they have the perfect size to fit 4 of these Eurorack modules, the Ronin EFX. It's 84 HP wide, I guess. And yeah, they're standing here beside me. And basically, they are what they say. You can put some toilet rolls in here, and yeah, you have a mount on top. All the other stuff I've thrown away or reused for other things, but this is a perfect size for a case, for a Eurorack case. And it really looks cool when the modules are in there. I have an Instagram video up. I will put it maybe somewhere here. And the sounds you're hearing in the background are made with this setup that you're looking at right now. But what we'll do in this episode is first of all introduce you to the idea of the Modular Monday, and then we will plan how to mount this metal to something that I could put on my table, and yeah, how to make a real non-Eurorack rack out of this. We'll come back to this later. As you can see, I added a wooden plank to the upper and lower lip of the toilet holder. I did this with some wood screws from the outer side of the holder. I drilled small holes into the metal and screwed the wood under the lips. This way I'm able to screw in Eurorack modules to it and get 2 cases with 84 HP each. What I did is I fitted it with the IRA EFX modules, one of them, and the other one had my hardest DIY Eurorack module in it. Basically what I did was, you have these modules, you have to take a look at the screws, they are too long, but you can mount the modules in here, then just take some wood screws and screw them in. I basically had one of them like this, and the other one did hold the hardest DIY. But yeah, I changed my mind a little bit. First of all, I didn't have power in this case. These modules come with their own power supply, so I made a bigger hole. As you can see, there are 2 of these small slits here, and they are too small to get the power out from it. So let me grab the other one. I did a really poor job and yeah, open it up a little bit. I got it just big enough to get the power plugs through it, and basically all the cables went in here and powered the modules. The other one was powered from the front, as you can see in the video. And as you can see, I don't have these modules mounted in there anymore. And the reason is the thing that started this series. First of all, there was NAMM, and the second one was I wanted to do more DIY stuff, and I found a lot of it. But why NAMM? So, as you might have seen in my other videos, this year's NAMM was not that big on stuff that I want. Not because there wasn't a lot of cool stuff, but there wasn't a lot of cool stuff that would give something new to my setup. But one thing I really liked was the Mini Brute announcement even before NAMM. It works better than the original one, as I didn't like the sound. Well, I liked the sound of the original Mini Brute, but it got way too harsh, way too fast. And I also want to be able to have some more mellow, soft bass sounds. And the Mini Brute 2 can produce them really easy, as far as we have seen in the videos. And there are a few cool videos online that you can look to, and I will probably link them in the description down below. So I really like the sound, but I really don't need a mono synth with keys, with a sequencer that's basically the same as my key step. So I don't really need another synth with its own keys. And I had the BeatStep Pro before. I really liked it as sequencer. I used it to sequence my first Mini Brute that I got rid of because of the sound. And I got rid of the BeatStep Pro 2 because I didn't really need it. I bought the Circuit and the Roland Boutique stuff that has built-in sequencers, so there was no need for another sequencer. And as that was gone, I got rid of the BeatStep 2. So my idea was it would be really cool sounding mono synth, but I don't really need keys. So there was another thing that was really interesting, but not interesting enough for me. Then a day or two later, they announced the 2S, which is basically the Mini Brute 2 without the keys, but with an added sequencer that's really like the BeatStep, or even better as the BeatStep. I really like the idea of that, having a box that has some patch points that I can use. I wanted to build this Eurorack stuff, or I had it built, and I wanted to build it to tower behind the Mini Brute and just have that in there as a second voice, as the sequencer can, of course, play another voice too. So I would have one mono synth with a sequencer with an added Eurorack voice, which would be really cool. Yeah, and then they announced the Rack Brute, and the bigger one, which is 6U, which is 2 times the height of these modules. And it comes in this cool package where you can have it mounted to your BeatStep, fold it down and carry it with you. Something that I really want to do. I want to have one setup that I can grab and move around. And that's when I realized I need to change this to something else. As I said, I started looking around for do-it-yourself stuff because I want to start making more stuff for myself that I've built myself. I really like the idea of these modules, as you can pre-patch or repatch them to do other stuff. And I really wanted to build something that gives me a lot of potential sounds to add. So what I will do with that is make it a completely passive Eurorack system. So it will not have anything like oscillators or stuff like that. If I find something that's passive, I will try that, of course. But it will have utility stuff like mixers, passive filters, stuff like that. And I will take it like this is, put a wooden front to it, and mount my do-it-yourself stuff to it. And I want to build a rack for this that I can put besides my Mini Brute with the Rack Brute and patch to the side. So this is what we'll do in the next episode. basically my idea is, and I will drop in an animation hopefully here, what I will do is I will get some small wooden planks and I will mount them on the side in a T shape. So let me show you where I want to mount it. So I will mount one here and screw it from the bottom, so this way it will hold. And then another one here, also screwed from the bottom. This way I will have this T-shaped wood on here that is big enough to get over this lip. That will be stained black, something like this tables here, a little bit darker. And then I will get a big, it's an old shelf from Ikea that I have laying around here, which is a big wooden plank, and I will cut it in an angle. This way I will have two sides that are basically parallel squares, but with a slanted bottom. And this way I can mount them in a little bit of an angle, and then we have something to put stuff in. In addition, I had the three, so this is the Demora, which is a delay unit, and this one was really hard to get as they were sold out really fast. And then as they got on sale, I bought them all with a reduced price as they were too expensive for me in the beginning. So I got the scooper, the bit raiser, and the torpedo, where the scooper is something like a loop recorder with some scatter functions. The bit raiser is bitrate reduction kind of effect, and the torpedo is something like tube worms and a little bit of distortion to give a little bit of warmth to the mix. So I had these three, and I thought I wouldn't get the Demora. So what I did, I took an old C64, built a nice wooden case. I will grab down here. Nice wooden case around it, and I hope you can see this. And I've made this opening. I've painted it black. There were some buttons here. I did some wood in here to make it look good. And basically you can mount three of these modules here. And I really like this. These three really got kind of mastering stage for me. So I have this effects looper that I can send my loops to and add some of this funky scatter dirt. I can bit reduce stuff, so I can put stuff in here or in here and play with it a little bit. And then in the end I can get into this, add a mixer to the two inputs and get a stereo signal out of it with this tube worms added. So I will put them back in here, and I will basically just add a hole somewhere on the side basically to get the power supply out. So I will build this up again to have this as my mastering stage. So this way I can put a compressor in the bit raiser, for instance, and maybe not even use the bit reduction, but just compress the sound down a little bit, mix it down. So this will be mastering station. And the Demora is a really cool delay and kind of reverbish effect. And I will build a wooden case like this. So I will get some of this wood and put it around here and make it one box that I can move around and use with my mini brute, with my hardest, or even as an effect somewhere else. So this is stuff I will do in the next episode. So in the next episode there will be some hands-on woodworking. Okay, people on the internet, I guess that's it for this first episode, this introduction to my idea what I will do. But next episode, some woodworking. I hope you join. Like this video if you liked the idea. Write into the comments if there's something you would like to add to this. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. I'm George, the Gentleman Rocker, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.